Hello, my friend. It is I, Oompaville. Welcome to History Time with Oompaville on the Oompa TV channel. All right, press the like button. If you want to see some more comment down below, content like this down below. Leave some ideas down below, okay? Leave some ideas down below. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello and welcome back to History Time with Oompaville. Today we're talking about a mystery of the 19th century. We're talking about a real-life witch, Baba Anuka. Imagine a world where solving marital problems meant visiting a local witch for a deadly potion. In early 20th century Serbia, this was reality. Baba Anuka, known as the Witch of Vladimirovac, provided some lethal solutions to life's problems, charging up to 10,000 dinar for her magic water to f***ing kill people. This lady killed a lot of people. Vladimirovac. Baba Anuka was born Anna Draxin around 1838 in Romania, and she moved to Vladimirovac, a small town in the Banat military frontier province of the Austrian Empire, or some shit. I don't fucking know, dude. Anna Draxin. She moved to the Austrian Empire when she was 11 years old. She was born into a wealthy family, and she received a private education in Pančevo, which provided her with some knowledge and a level of social standing that would later contribute to her reputation as a learned woman in her community. All right, very well respected, extremely well respected. She often made flesh, like I make flesh. This is flesh, and I have it here with me, and it's flesh, it's living. At the age of 20, Anna's life changed dramatically after a traumatic encounter with an Austrian military officer that left her with syphilis. Syphilis, if you don't know, is a very serious disease, was especially serious in the 19th century, and it carried an immense social stigma and caused a lot of physical suffering. This transformed Anna from a sociable young woman into a recluse and sparked her interest in medicine and chemistry. It was her villain origin story, to say the least. Huh? Baba Anuka! Baba Anuka! Petey's named after Baba Anuka. Petey, oh, she's a grumpy, baby, grumpy baby, she's so small, she's my baby, she's that poor, she's my baby, she's so small, she's so small, she's so small. Back to Baba Anuka, Petey. Anna later married an older landowner named Pistov, or Di Pistonia, and that marriage resulted in 11 children, with only one surviving to adulthood in classic 19th century style. And unfortunately, the loss of 10 children severely impacted Anna's mental state, further isolating herself from the community, and after 20 years of marriage, Anna's husband passed away, which marked yet another turning point in her life. Now Anna is a widow with a considerable means, a lot of money, a lot of land. She established a laboratory in her home and began her transition into the figure known today as Baba Anuka, the most prolific serial killer pretty much ever. Female serial killer ever, pretty much. Also, that's not true. There's a lot of just very prolific serial killers, but she was a pseudo medicine woman killing. She wasn't stabbing people and murdering them. It's more interesting. It's very strange. The whole story is extremely odd. You see, folk medicine was prevalent in the cultural landscape of 19th century Serbia, along with commonly held beliefs in witchcraft. This all provided a fertile ground for Anna's new persona, Baba Anuka. Many rural people and rural women turned to local healers for solutions to health issues and personal problems. Instead of today, they turned to Capricorns and Cancers. Back in the day, they were turning to witches, murderous witches. For Anna, with her education and growing knowledge of herbs and chemicals, she was well positioned to fit the role of witch, okay? Friendly, local, helpful witch, Baba Anuka. As Anna began offering her services as a healer and herbalist, her reputation grew bigly. She primarily catered to wives of farmers, providing remedies for various ailments, and her concoctions, often referred to as magic water, contained arsenic. That's right, a poison. I don't know exactly why this arsenic magic water was curing people, but for some reason, the perception that she was wise, isolated, and had potent mixtures that helped people, that helped her earn the moniker of Baba Anuka. And word of her effective cures spread and spread. Her clientele grew, and it set the stage for a reign of terror that would span decades and claim hundreds of lives, 50 at least 50. She killed at least 50 people with her magic water. So what exactly was this crazy old bat making? Guys, she was making magic water. It contained arsenic and plant toxins, and it was formulated to evade 19th century medical detection, which is pretty easy in Yugoslavia. The price for one of her deadly elixirs was between 2,000 to 10,000 Yugoslav dinars, which is worth about free now. I mentioned that her clientele were primarily women in rural areas. It quickly became clientele that consisted of women seeking to eliminate their husbands or other male figures that were causing them distress. So, thank you, Baba Anushka. Well done.
Baba Anushka.
This is hilarious to me. Anushka made poisonous mixtures, actual poisonous mixtures, and operated as a businesswoman under the guise of folk medicine and supernatural remedy. She's like, yes, I am witch. Here is my magic water. Give to husband who beat you. And then give to husband die. Go back to Baba Anushka. There was a genuine misconception that was influenced by prevalent cultural beliefs amongst Baba Anushka's clientele that caused people to view her magic water as a powerful, literal magic potion instead of just a toxic thing that's killing people. Her business flourished for an extremely long time, and she was able to maintain a veil of secrecy around her true activities for a very long time. But then, a pattern of unexplained deaths started to rear its ugly head. Men in seemingly good health would fall ill and experience symptoms consistent with arsenic poisoning. Crazy. The gradual nature of the poisoning combined with the limitations of forensic science at the time made it very difficult to connect the deaths to Anushka's concoctions. Also, she had quite an array of products that she was chucking out there. Not all were intended for lethal purposes. Some clients sought milder versions to incapacitate family members, particularly to help them avoid military service, which is so funny. Thank you, Baba Anushka. This shit was going everywhere, and she was very popular, and the true extent of her victims is unclear. We'll never know, obviously. There are modern estimates that suggest that she was responsible for over 150 deaths during her long career, but it's impossible to really tell due to a lack of comprehensive records and definitively linking deaths to poisoning. I mean, she had 11 children and 10 of them died. People just died back then from nothing, like actually nothing. As the frequency of unexplained deaths sort of grew in the region, specifically the region around Baba Anushka, suspicions around her activities grew a little bit. The attention from local authorities and the wider community picked up. People started to think, maybe Baba Anushka is not actually healing us, maybe she's killing us. In 1928, a wealthy widower, Gaya Prokin, survived an initial poisoning attempt due to a miscalculation in the potency of a magic water concoction, which was prepared by Anushka's assistant. Prokin sought medical attention, and this inadvertently unraveled the Anushka operation. Baba Anushka. After this person found out that they were poisoned with arsenic directly after drinking magic water from Baba Anushka, there was an investigation. Authorities arrested Lubina Milenkov, the assistant of Baba Anushka, and under questioning, she confessed to her role and implicated Baba Anushka as the mastermind and very prolific murderer of Serbia. Then the whole thing came unraveled. Forensic experts started performing autopsies and discovered many traces of arsenic in the remains of a bunch of people, and expert witnesses confirmed findings and provided irrefutable proof. Unfortunately, Baba Anushka, apparently her magic water was actually fucking poison. So with Milenkov's confession, forensic analysis, testimonies from accomplices, there was an insurmountable amount of evidence and a case, an actual real case against Baba Anushka. And on May 15th, 1928, at the age of 90, the notorious Witch of Vladimirovac was finally arrested after killing over 150 people, probably. At least 50, most likely over 150. She was sentenced to 15 years in prison, and she was 90. Yeah, she only served a little bit of it because she's so old. She just I don't know, it's being almost in a prison in and of itself, just being really old, I don't know. A few of her accomplices received life in prison because they were much younger. But yeah, the story of Baba Anushka is a really interesting and complex one because specifically a lot of the people that were coming to her for remedies and ailments were coming to her because they were being abused. There was economic hardship. There was limited options to address their marital difficulties, and they decided to kill their husbands or their significant others because that's all they could do, right? And that led to the flourishing of the Witch of Vladimirovac. It's crazy. It is a very complex relationship between actually being a mass murderer, crime, being a criminal, mass murdering criminal, social circumstances, and justice systems of a certain time. So, anyways, let me know what you think down below of the story of Baba Anushka.
Baba Anushka.